Tampa Bay.
Remember this movie? We've come a long way since then. War Games in 1983. Hacking wasn't even a term then, and now it's almost an everyday occurrence. Celebrities are hacked, politicians are hacked, and now governments are hacked as well. Could these cyber attacks lead to real war? Fox 13 social media producer Carrie Klesick joining us now. This is kind of a scary possibility. Not long ago, North Korea accused the U.S. and the South Koreans of cyber attacks. And now there's been a massive computer crash in South Korea. What's going on? Is this in retaliation, do you think?
Well, the South Korean government is still trying to work out all the details, but already the finger pointing toward the North Koreans is beginning. The South Korean government says banks, businesses, even some of the largest TV broadcasters in that country were compromised in this crash. Government officials say, get this, even reports of skull and crossbones popping up on computer screens, indicating that this was the work of some hackers. Where those hackers came from, we don't know yet. But of course, the suspicion is it came from the North, and it was retaliation.
And if it is from the North, and it is for retaliation, we know that they're not big fans of the United States.
Right.
So how are we protecting ourselves, or are we vulnerable?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is one of the biggest issues the U.S. government faces nowadays is cybersecurity, making sure we're protected. I mean, we're all connected to the internet. Where do people file their taxes nowadays? They likely do it online. Our water supply, our electronic grids, all that stuff connected to the internet. Some of our companies and their biggest ideas on computer systems. So the Department of Defense is spending millions and millions of dollars each year to try and make sure that stuff is secure. And yes, we are vulnerable. Just a month ago or so, we were talking about how some of our largest companies, even Apple, was breached in a cyber attack. So it's a big, big concern.
Now, other than revving up the North, would there be any reason for either the U.S. or South Korea to launch cyber attacks on the North? It's probably best not to provoke anybody, would you think?
Yeah, it's hard to explain the relationship between South Korea and North Korea, but from the United States perspective, yeah, there's probably some military information our government would be interested in having, but you also have to consider two things with this latest talk about retaliation. You also have to consider that our country is putting sanctions on North Korea right now. They're not happy about that, and our country is working closely with the South Korean military, and the North Koreans not happy about that either.
And you know, there's probably some cyber attacks that we just don't ever hear about, that companies or governments are able to suppress that information. Who would you think is most at risk here?
Yeah, it's you and I. I mean, it happens all the time, let's be honest. I mean, you probably know someone, maybe you yourself were a victim of a virus, you click something on an email, and the problem is this could be coming from some guy in his basement, or it could be coming from a team of hackers that's somehow linked to a foreign government. I mean, it's such a beast, the internet. I'd say two things for people, though, two things at home. You have to make sure you have spyware, malware protection on your computer. It is costly, but it's worth it. And the other thing is, if you have a Wi-Fi network set up in your house, I would say make sure that's private and it's password protected. And if it isn't, contact your internet service provider. They can help you out with that.
And how about to go one further? When in doubt, automatic delete, or maybe peek into some email there?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
When you have a doubt, do not open that link. Delete immediately.
Yep. When in doubt, delete. That's my motto. Thanks,
It's a great
Carrie.
motto, Ann. All right.
All right.